All right, everyone, welcome to Bush League Geek, where we talk about topics we care about and say what we think. We don't apologize, and we hope everyone appreciates it and likes it. We're going to start off with online dating today because it's now become a popular thing to online date.
Being a popular thing.
Well, yeah, it's been a popular thing. We were talking about the evolution where most of our listeners, I'm pretty sure everyone had a AOL Instant Messenger, and I'm pretty sure you were asked the question of age, sex, location numerous times. I know I was always 17 from Alabama when I was like 15. Yeah, I lied on my age a little bit sometimes, but any of you guys ever have that?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of
I
course.
all
Hey,
have.
look at how far we've come from conversations starting with ASL.
ASL?
So let's see. So it went from ASL to I think Hot or Not, right? Somebody brought up Hot or Not.
Yeah, Hot or Not.
Well, see, the
What
thing
was
about
that?
Hot or Not is, what's so different about now versus then is like ASL was so innocent back then, and yes, there were like predators and shit that were lying, but for the most part, people were just chatting because it was this new, crazy thing. You were
Right.
talking to people you'd never talked to before. You were honest, and for the most part,
Really?
for the most part,
Okay.
and you didn't like fabricate this life that you didn't live. You just talk to other people. But now it's like you have to impress people.
Right.
And then
How many activities are you doing in your life? How
Right.
often are you outside
how
hiking?
often have you parachuted or whatever?
Is it
Have you jumped out of an airplane and taken a picture?
is it
Because you had to
easier?
prove it.
Is it easier to catfish somebody now or back then?
Well, back
Well,
then, I would
That's
say.
what I was gonna say. Back then, when Hot or Not came out, so many of them. If we had Google reverse image search now, we would have been like, "Screw you! Get off of my list." And that's the thing now. Like we look at pictures and we're like, "That's fake," and we just know it.
Well, then it's like really not much different than Tinder. But on Tinder, you like add profile stuff to pretend like people actually care anything about you. It's just as vain. They're not reading that. They're like, "Are you hot or not?" Like it's the same thing.
Yeah,
Tinder put up a thing to where like you can't log in without Facebook, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now
Yeah.
they have a limit too, like on how many likes you get a day.
Yeah,
It's like, I'm sorry,
Unless
you
you
liked
pay.
too many people today.
Unless you pay.
Unless you pay for it.
And,
that's
but we're
right.
all old, so we all have to pay for like the old amount because younger people pay less than we do.
Yeah, and that's
to
funny
pay.
too.
So they're
'cause-
Y'all pay for
promoting
Tinder?
mine.
yeah, I just read that the average Tinder user spends 77 minutes a day on it.
I literally
probably-
only get on there when I'm bored.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I
what
like
I
to call
do.
a toilet.
But how many times were you bored a day where you jump on there?
Not as often as I would
I
get
get-
on and play Candy
I
Crush.
get bored a lot.
You know when I end up on Tinder? When I'm out of lives on Candy Crush. That's how little online dating is important to
I
me.
do it while my troops are rebuilding on Boom Beach. And then I'm like, oh, time to get back on Boom Beach.
Right. I'm building a new boat. Let me go see who's looking for love.
Pretty much.
So with all the different sites out there, is it worth paying for Tinder when you have to pay for if you want to find love now and in this day and age, and you want to pay for eHarmony if you don't want to wait for the free weekend that they advertise or whatever, is it worth paying for to find love?
eHarmony
Uh-oh.
eHarmony is a scam and a waste of money.
Right.
It's like don't do it. It's like
It's fake.
$50 a month, and you can only get matched up with people who, like, basically you have to answer all these questions, and only the people that they select are compatible based on those questions you can even look at.
Yeah, see that
How many months have you paid for it? 0?
I mean, I got a special. It was like $13
That-
a month for
that
3
credit-
months.
that
Whatever.
credit card
And you know
hasn't been
what?
canceled yet.
And you
so I
know
don't
how many matches I got? 0.
you know what though, like
What's so many?
Most expensive non-love ever.
every time I see that commercial, I'm like, what makes you so special? You know how I feel about somebody. Like,
Yeah.
what's your algorithm?
I mean, they're real picky because actually my boss that I work with, well, somebody that I work with, it actually told that person that there was nobody for them. out there.
Yeah, when you-
that's so sad.
Yeah, and
I've
it
gotten that.
Yeah.
Same thing
It's
happened
like there's
with one of my
nobody out
teachers.
there.
well, man,
Sorry.
I kind of believe that.
Right, I
mean,
believe that.
Right, I really just want to get out there and be like, I'm shallow. Can I just check out pictures?
Right,
Like, you just want to go
That's
call
real
it
talk.
like call it what it is and just put
right,
it out
that's
there.
real.
So what about all the different types? Like, it just seems like whatever you're into, there's something And we're not talking about porn. We're talking about actually like trying to find love.
Oh, there is everything from Christian singles all the way to
adult friend finder.
fuck buddies. Right.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I mean,
So whether you want to find a good wholesome relationship or you want to sleep with somebody's wife.
But even
Now, I
then,
mean, in all fairness, I mean, come on, how many times you heard about the preacher's daughter?
Heck,
know?
you can even get on Craigslist. Just look up
There you
people.
go.
That's
Or like-
that's about as sketchy as
like-
sketchy gets.
That's like going.
I'll buy a
to,
microwave off Craigslist, but trying to find love, I don't know.
I don't even know if I'd buy.
I don't even
I
know.
wouldn't buy a microwave.
Hey, after,
That's where I bought my laptop.
after babies are being cut out of people, I wouldn't show up.
Right.
Nope, no Craigslist killer here. Sorry.
So all the different types and all the money. How, like, what's the best way to put it? How broke would someone go to find love? Like, how
Well,
important is it
Apparently
to...
$10,000, bro.
But what was wrong with, like, going to a bar and, like,
Here's the
hitting
thing.
on somebody?
Here's from statisticbrain.com from March 2015. Annual revenue from the online dating industry. $1,749,000,000. It is literally almost a multi-billion-dollar industry.
So basically, in our world and time and day and age and everything, basically, if you're not looking to beat off to something, you're looking to find love with somebody. Like those two statistics. I mean,
Potato.
they don't go hand in hand.
that's a good point. That's something you can think about. If you think about it, some people maybe they get sick with porn. Maybe they want a better mental connection to then beat off to.
That's real.
Right.
That's real.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's
That's
true.
real.
So
Don John
so
stuff right there.
looking up porn and stuff like that's not good enough. Now you want to have some sort of relationship with the person.
Oh, that's
Right.
a strong word, though. That's a lot of word.
They want a
Relationship.
connection.
A connection.
Maybe not a
So
relationship.
relationship
but
is
a
different than-
connection.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they kind of had to go hand in hand. If you
No.
have a connection,
Nope.
no.
No, you could totally have a connection with somebody and then not want a relationship with them. Or not want a relationship at all. Then maybe that's not what you're looking for.
People who hate each other still have sex with each other.
That's real.
Weird.
That's true.
But that's marriage, so you know.
Well,
Let's talk about that, Kevin. How do you know about that?
well, I met my ex-wife through Match.com. It's going on like 8 years ago now. Jesus. Bad dates. My aunt signed me up for free. I was like, Match.com. I was like, really? I was like,
Did she sign you up with your acknowledgement, or she just?
well,
like,
it was literally a Christmas present. She was like, I was like, oh.
That's not really a Christmas present.
I was like, what? I was like, really?
Was it like that or a toaster?
I mean,
they're trying to
literally,
tell
man,
you
it's like, oh,
something.
hey, I've heard about all your shitty dates. Here's Match.com. I was like, really?
I don't know
I was
if
like,
that's
have
like
I
a-
gone that low? So,
I don't know if that's a smack in the face or like, oh, thanks, you care about me. Like
Right.
You
I
mean,
wouldn't know how to take that.
I mean, it was one of those where I filled it out. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to try it. And I got some weird messages from some people, and then I got her, and I actually was the complete ass to her because I messaged her. I was like, hey. I was like, you winked at me, you did something on my page. I was like, hey, let's go out to eat, and didn't hear from her for like 3 weeks. Like, you know what? Fuck you. I was like, and I was just being a dick to her, and she's like, oh, hey, I don't check my email that often,
Oh,
but
that's
cool.
hard.
And then you felt like a dick.
yeah, come on, we know
And
Kevin.
she still went out with you?
Yeah, she still went out with me.
Do you think that was a ploy? She was like, I'm gonna make him feel like shit.
I don't know.
He will
Now
own me.
and now you just realized that
You
her
just
whole
played
plan
it.
was to marry you.
She just played into that solo.
She was in for the long dump.
She's like, remember those messages you sent me back in the day? Yeah.
She goes,
Take
they're coming up
this,
in
bitch.
court. No.
I'm surprised those didn't show up.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I mean, it was one of those where it was fun for the ride, but
But you wouldn't buy another ticket?
it depends. I mean, would I stick my in that light socket again? I might. No, Randall, good luck to you, brother.
Right.
Good God, we're a bunch
they make it
of
work.
we sound like a bunch of
They're
like love-hating mongers over here. Like,
Just look at Jason.
I mean-
Remember, everybody, this is an adult show.
I do believe in the concept, but I believe nowadays it's not what it used to be.
Yeah.
Because literally, I
There's too
mean,
many options now. There's way too
Well,
many.
has online dating taken all the old school stuff out of it?
Oh, yeah.
The
Yes.
flowers, the chivalry,
Yes.
the
right.
has it killed all of that? Like, are we looking at a whole other aspect of?
You know what I would say I hear more than anything, and Elena can probably back me up on this. It's gone from courtship to let's hang out.
Mhm.
It's gone from let's go out to come over.
Yeah.
That's our generation, though.
Yeah, that's
But
what
what is that?
That's
What
our
changed? And
generation.
online dating is the biggest change that's
Well,
happened
see,
because
that's
you
the
have
thing,
so many options. A guy's not going to want to spend money to take a girl out on a nice date
When
he's
he could
got
just
5
message
other
somebody
girls
else, right?
lined up that'll just come over and not expect anything.
Well, see, I totally believe that online dating has ruined the dating in
oh
real
God,
life.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because when you're on a site for so long and then you get off of it, you don't know how to date in real life when you go out.
That's a true story.
You don't. It's the most awkward thing.
Has online dating
It kind of
created the creeper?
Oh yeah.
Like, I know there's been creepers.
Oh, yeah.
Creepers, stay in time or whatever. But has it made it worse? Like, whenever you go to the bar, some dude's like, hey, what's up? A girl shows him a little bit of attention, and it's like,
Here's what you have to think about.
I talk and bitch about that all the time. Go on.
Here's what you have to think about. You have to think about there is Google image reverse search. You can find someone's personal information from their dating profile because 9 times out of 10 it's the same exact profile picture they have on their Facebook,
Now-
or Twitter, or Instagram. You can find people, and if you can find people, if they haven't set the right privacy settings, you can find where they live, and it's scary.
It is.
see, that's the one thing. Like, I watched the show on MTV because it's interesting to see what people are capable of doing, and it's so funny to me. They're like, oh yeah, we're going to investigate and find out who this person is. It's like, dude, you're using Google and like the phone number finder.
But those
Like,
girls-
you're not fucking super sleuths, dude.
But
Like,
they're not
anybody
doing it
can do this.
themselves.
Well, you know what? Hey,
Because those
to be
people are
honest with you, if they want to believe that false sense of whatever,
Right. Give it to them though.
Oh, you're talking about how people will say, yeah, I'm a hacker. I downloaded stuff off of Kazaa. I'm a hacker, yo.
you want free music? I got this.
Napster.
But no, it's like with that show, it's they want to believe that they're in love with somebody.
That is
In
their
this day and
feeling.
age, all of us are pretty tech savvy, but really, I mean, a fucking lab monkey could really use a computer and find out if someone's real or not.
Or a room full of chimpanzees.
Or a room full of shit, yeah, or Chris, whichever way you want to look at
Aw.
it. Chris Pine!
No, Chris.
But no, it's...
It's like whatever, man.
He's looking for something random to say right now.
But no, with this day and age,
Respond
like you
every
said, you
time.
can find out... You could almost make that person fall in love with you.
Right. And all behind the shroud of a keyboard. And then you meet face to face and you're like, you are not that person. And that doesn't even mean physical. That means
Right.
their demeanor. Because you assume a lot. Even if you guys have similar paper interests, and I say paper interests, none of it's actually paper anymore.
Similar likes.
Similar likes, similar things that you say, like, I love to go kayaking. Oh, I love to go kayaking. I've been kayaking.
Are you
I can't even say it with a straight face. But how many people are like, I'm outdoorsy? You've been outdoors twice this year. That doesn't mean you're outdoorsy. You just used 2 pictures when you did it.
Walking to your car doesn't count.
Right. If you drive your car to a running trail, take a picture, and then get back in the car. That doesn't make you outdoorsy.
Snapchat, ready for today, 9 miles.
Right.
Get in the car and go to Dunkin' Donuts and,
9 donuts later.
Cheat day.
All day, every
When are
day.
your cheat days? What day is it?
Definitely today. Definitely.
But, I'm starting to believe that online dating is more of hooking up
Oh, wait, for
than
sure.
actual connection.
Well, see, like, okay, I'm with
Yeah.
Kevin. Okay, I met my girlfriend online.
Your what?
What's up,
My
Allison?
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh my
Allison.
gosh! Wait, did he just announce that?
I met her online.
Hey, girl, you know that?
You do now.
Guess what?
I'm recording down here too.
But no, it's
She's like, hang on, boo. Some guy
It
up
was-
there.
it was like chatting for like 3 months before we even started talking on the phone. That's how we almost courted online
Yeah.
dating style. I guess the best way to put it.
But do you see where that
I
could have
run
been just
on her
that
wall.
connection if you decided you didn't want a relationship? You would have still had that connection with her without having the relationship, and that's where the difference comes in. You could have had that and not had the whole relationship.
But
So-
that right there, and I try to do that all the time, and I get thought of as a creeper. It happens to me all the time, and I get pissed off about it. And point in fact,
Is it because you dropped the C word?
no, it's not. I try to be nice,
Go for it.
and I see the other night.
I'm
Big
waiting for
booty.
this story. I'm ready.
We're gonna call her big booties for
Yeah.
this.
Are we
Are
ready?
we talking about the girl with the black pants and the white beater?
No, not her.
No, not
Oh,
her.
I know who you're talking about then.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah,
Continue.
I was actually friends with her because she helped me and my ex pick out our house, and I was like, yeah, okay. And then I know she got divorced. I was like, okay, well, kind of segue into here, like, hey, you know, it sucks if you don't have somebody to talk to, blah blah blah. Generally trying to be nice, and then the conversations got shorter, and then she just quit talking to me
But
altogether.
as a girl, I can tell you that sometimes it's not mean. You just lose interest in talking to somebody.
Well-
It's hard to always have that connection, and you don't want to fake it. And so eventually you're just like.
I mean, I finally took the hint and was like, okay, well, whatever. Then I saw her again, and she's dating a friend of mine that I used to know way back when. And I
This
got
town is so incestuous.
Yeah, and I got to talking to him the other night, and he's a convicted felon. So that's one of the point where I was like, really? You're gonna that
Trying to
just
say he's not a good person.
well, I mean, he
Well, I mean,
could
there's
be.
no benefits to that.
but-
But think about it. He can get a job. Well, I guess he can, but
He can start a
beneficial.
podcast.
He could.
Fuck anybody can do it with
He'd probably get
I
more
mean-
listeners than
I mean,
us.
that's one of the things where that gets on my that like kind of gets under my skin a little bit because I don't know.
Well, I can say, as somebody that loses interest really quick, shocking, right?
So shocking.
The constant conversation gets old. You can only say the same thing so many times in so many different ways. And like when you haven't seen some of your best friends in a week, and they say, "What's new with you?" You're like, "Not shit.
Huh.
I went to work this week. I came home every day. Nothing new has happened." You run out of things to talk about, and then that's when face to face has to happen. And if there's no interest in making it face to face, then the written conversation just kind of dies out, and it becomes that, "Hey, how are you? I'm good. How are you? All right, have a good day."
Exactly.
And it's not so much that they're less interested in you. It's just that, personally, from my experience, I just get disinterested in the conversation because there's nothing new to talk about.
Yeah, but isn't that, I mean, that is kind of a bad sign. If you don't have a connection with somebody and you can't at least say something,
Right.
then it's not going to work.
I have best friends that I won't talk to for 2 weeks, and I'm fine.
Same.
I have best friends that I don't talk to for 6 months.
I've not talked to him for years, and we
Picked up
Just
where
pick
we left
up.
Like, we're
See,
left
and that's
out.
a sign of that we're
That's
really
what a
best
real
friends.
relationship can be
Yeah.
about,
I'm a
though. It
brat,
doesn't matter
so
how
like-
long you're apart or how often you talk. You just instantly pick it right
Right.
back up where you left off.
That doesn't mean there's a lack of a connection between
No.
those people. That just
Because
means
that guy over there is one of my favorite people in the world, and no matter how long we go without talking, he'll still always be one of my favorite people in the
Aw,
world.
thanks.
Oh, just for you, baby.
He's all red.
I don't know. I'm a brat. Like I want to talk at some point.
What?
I know. It's shocking. It's so shocking. I know.
Like the cat video.
So, all right, so let's get back onto. Has anybody? Okay, Matt. Anybody you met online? Have you introduced them to your parents?
Yeah.
Did you say, "Hey, we met on J-Date or Hookers R Us or whatever"? I don't know. I mean,
What's
Nope.
the J-Date?
I don't know. It's just
Nope.
What is that?
And I don't know what it
Sounds
is that
familiar.
it's almost widely acceptable to just be on an online dating site now. But it's not acceptable to say that you met them online still.
Well, you don't take it seriously. If
Right.
somebody says like I met this person on Match.com, you're like,
They're
okay,
gonna laugh
good luck
in
with
your
that.
face.
Right.
Right.
Happened
I
to me.
swiped right on Tinder, and people are like, oh, so you're just hooking up. I get it.
Right.
Even if you're not, that's what like the assumption is that
And
it's not real.
that's
It's
the
just
problem
sex.
I always had with being on any dating website is that you're not taken seriously even by the other person. Like you can you can genuinely be interested in that person strictly from the pictures and from what's written and whatever else, and you can be like, this person looks awesome, they seem perfect for me, and you talk to them and they're like, oh god, it's another one, because there's so many guys that have been like, what up, bitch, you got nice tits.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's real. I used to screenshot
That's real.
the messages
Wait,
that I
right.
would get and send them to him.
So
and, like,
me and Alina
seriously.
would do that back and forth a lot. Like I would get ridiculous messages from people that I thought. I'm gonna go ahead and throw out that I'm shallow again. I've gotten quite a few messages from people that I thought, really,
Really, though?
really.
I just,
Right, right.
I got
It's
you.
like I'm not a 10, but you're not close, and that sounds really crappy to say
I
out
mean,
loud.
that does sound shallow as shit.
But everybody has their batting
Standard.
zone.
Yeah.
It's
Every-
true.
Which and Kevin, that's where in all
That's
fairness, we had a conversation with Kevin. Kevin's like, hey, you know what? Not my type. I might sound like a dick, whatever, and I'm gonna be single. And I said, Kevin, hey, you have to have some physical attraction, but as long as you understand, you're gonna be single until you find that person. Don't bitch about it.
See, and that's.
Well, I guess
and
I have a
that's-
question for you guys then. So, like, let's say you send a girl a message and she doesn't write back. How are you guys responding to that? Are you the type of guys
Oh,
that
that's
are
the
like,
thing.
Fuck you,
That's
bitch.
the
I will talk to
fucking
you.
bitch?
Right.
You
Well,
think you're so
there
fucking
are
badass?
there are guys that will do that, and
Right.
one of them sitting right here.
Hey, I got my ex-wife out of it.
So you regret it, right?
That doesn't mean it works.
Because clearly that was a bad reaction.
I said,
Look what
Kevin,
it
that
got
like
you.
you won a lottery, man.
You are messing it up for the rest of us.
Yes.
Sometimes, okay, I will admit, sometimes I'll be like, you know what? Nah, but then sometimes I'll be like, yeah, whatever, I'm done.
Do
Whatever.
girls send you messages like that if you don't reply back
Oh, like crazy.
I've had one chick follow me from Match.com,
Oh,
POF to Tinder. I'm just like, stop messaging me.
But-
You're
to them?
not
Why are you
my
matching on
type.
Tinder?
Yeah, that's
Why
what I
are
was
you
gonna
swiping
say.
right?
Like,
I'm not
she has
matching
to
her on
match,
Tinder.
but she can't message you unless you match.
But she looks good at
You
that
can still
angle.
message somebody.
She
This
looks.
angle looks good.
Something you want to tell us, Kevin? It's okay, man.
No.
Oh, and that's something else that you have to deal
Like a
with.
moped.
I'm
No,
right.
a tricycle.
I'm sure
It's all
women
fun
deal
and
with this
games
as
till
well.
friends
I'm sure you meet guys in person and you think, damn, that is not your picture.
Yes.
But guys have to deal with it more
Yep.
because women are way more vain than men are, and they will take every picture from above their head to stretch that neck out and keep from showing anything from the shoulders down.
Unless
And-
it's cleavage this long.
and that's fine. And here's the problem with that. The problem I have with it is
It's not real.
I love women. I love women of all shapes and sizes. I have nothing wrong with the female form. The problem is when
You sound like
when
Frieza.
I love it. I love it in its final form. Right before its vinegar strokes.
You can see into a man's soul.
But if you misrepresent what you're offering, I mean, if I go to McDonald's and they have a big juicy 8-ounce steak on the menu and they hand me a double cheeseburger, when I wanted that steak, I might be a little disappointed. It's not that I initially hated that double cheeseburger in the first place.
So
you had
you're
just
okay.
hour if you ordered that.
If I order steak, I expected steak.
So
It's
so
more
you're
of
saying,
just being honest.
well,
About
Right.
expectations.
So basically,
Right.
it's turned into. Speaking of, what online dating has turned our generation into, it goes from having to worry about what to say to what you look like, taking the right picture. Like that first impression could be that picture that you took,
Right.
It's all
instead of having to say, "Hey, how much does a polar bear weigh?"
I'm regular old Joe Blow. I got this to offer. No, it's like, look at how exciting I am. It's that up the
But
ante.
even the girls that don't want to do that have to now because that's where the bar has been set. So a girl that just posts regular average pictures of her at her friend's house on a Friday night, nobody's swiping around it. Like, you're fucking boring.
Yeah, but once
Like-
you match and you meet the person
But
in
you're
real
not
life,
because that person's swiping
know.
left. They're like, that chick's boring.
Yeah, but when you want to date someone who is actually honest with you from the
Yeah, that's
get-go,
No,
what
I
I'm
get it.
saying.
I'm just
'Cause, I
saying
mean,
that that's what it's all become.
you're
It's
gonna
all
find
become a
out no
game of
matter
impression.
what. See, that's my only thing is that you should at least be honest, because especially with the technology out there now, I'm gonna figure out before I even message you in the first place, because I'm gonna be like,
Found a
look at
resident
this.
creeper.
It's
Right.
so,
I'm just
Chris the
saying.
creeper.
I mean,
so it's become Jurassic World. We're having to genetically modify a bigger dinosaur because dinosaurs just aren't enough.
there you go.
So in other words,
make it bigger.
women are T-Rexes and they will eat us.
I think you're stretching a little far.
Well, no, actually, it's on point.
Says the man who's engaged.
He's like, she
Be
wouldn't
careful,
know my
man.
voice.
I was gonna say, be careful. Right?
Is Randall smoking
Her
again?
daddy listens to this.
Hey, you had a dating life before her. I mean, that's fair enough, right?
Oh, did I have a dating life? Ooh.
No,
social
she
worker.
was your only one.
The social worker at my
I was
job.
born and then I met my wife.
Ooh.
Okay,
So let's go with the worst story.
Well, before that, here I
Okay.
guess before you talk about a worst story, let's look at what we're looking at in the first place. Why did it become a worst story? Did we find something we were looking for? Did somebody lie? So, all right, for those of us that have done it, what are you looking for? What makes you meet somebody?
Well, you don't want to be alone. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
That's
if you
the
think about
biggest
it.
kicker right
Right,
there.
but why do you choose that person?
I'm looking for that connection.
Well, see
I
that
didn't
goes
want
to
a
see that goes to
relationship.
the different types of websites though. If you're on Farmer.com, how you're looking for a country girl. If you're on Tinder, you're looking at her
You're
because she's
still
hot.
looking for a country girl.
But no, like Alina said though, you know how many people don't pay attention to what you put on the swipe stuff.
I bet if I pulled up Tinder right now, there'd be within 5 swipes I'd find a chick holding a deer.
That's true.
Well, it's just because where we live.
It could be regional.
I'm pretty sure in New York they don't have that pain problem. In California, they're not like.
Depending on.
Can we get sponsored to travel? in Texas?
But no, okay, so,
So for those
here.
of you listening,
But
would you
Matt,
like to pay for us to try
so
this
let's
out?
okay. So
This
let's
site
say
right here says the best place for single people on the prowl is New York.
I believe
That's
it.
because there's so
I would
many
just say,
people.
right,
Well,
and so
population.
many
Well,
people
see, the
move
ratio,
to there.
well, see, statistically, it looks like the find someone odds favor us because for every 86 unmarried men, for every 100 unmarried women. God, I can't get it.
Well,
Sorry.
So I'm fucked.
I'll
And
say-
all of you
so-
are going to get married to somebody eventually.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just.
I already have.
Been there, done that.
So Matt, so you said in 5 swipes you'll find somebody with a deer, but I'll raise you and say within 2 swipes you'll meet somebody with duck lips going up.
That's like one picture, dude.
That's
That's
not
an
so
easy
much of a
day.
thing
That's-
anymore, though.
It's not, but they're doing it to hide their teeth. Because on there, that's
Oh,
the thing.
That's
The
a
teeth.
thing.
That's the
a
thing.
thing.
Is it really?
Oh, it's a thing.
Oh.
Those faces are to hide bad teeth.
If a girl has,
Statistically
if a girl
speaking,
has like 8 pictures and not a single one of them show her teeth,
They're
I just
bad.
swipe left.
They're bad. Promise. Promise
I'm-
you. Girls don't generally just
But
not
hold
show
on,
them.
hold on. Okay, so that's like on Tinder. If you were on like Match.com or Plenty of
Summer
Fish,
look
whatever,
for teeth,
and
make
y'all,
sure they're still there.
due to their algorithm, y'all were supposed to be married with 8 kids, but she didn't have one smiling picture.
She
I
should
would,
smile more.
I would probably ask for a smiling picture.
But maybe she has to put them in.
Confidence, okay.
Maybe she just left him by the bed last night or something.
But no, okay, that's where we were talking about how the whole like swipe left, swipe right thing having to be some sort of attracted to the person.
Yeah.
Okay, so on Tinder, you're basically looking at just picture. You're going off of attraction, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Right, it's
I
harder not
didn't
to
mean
be.
to. So, but like I said, if you go on Match and that person is your soulmate, match made in heaven, whatever.
You're never going to know.
I mean,
But
okay, so I'd give it a chance. Because, sure, teeth can be corrected. Same way with
Right, but at the
other
same time,
things.
you can meet someone who's a perfect match, but if you don't work at it, it's not going to work anyway.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right,
look
sure.
at the successful couple bringing in their wise wisdom.
Okay, so with us today are Jason and Misa. They are 2 of my best friends from Virginia.
They have their teeth.
They have
They
all
have
of their
teeth.
teeth. They actually, Jason in particular plays Destiny with us, and that's kind of how everybody else knows him. Me and Jason used to have game nights every Thursdays, and like that was like a 2-year thing before they moved. But Jason and Misa, don't get to chime in too much on the online dating thing.
Nope.
They are literally high school sweethearts.
Should we pause for a
Literally.
call?
No.
Oh,
Waiting for that one.
Cut that shit out.
But you you said 20 years in November, right?
20 years we've been
There
together.
you
We're
go.
about to celebrate 16 years married.
Oh,
You
son.
don't,
You know what the
That's another thing too.
you don't see that.
Where
much
do you
anymore.
find that anymore?
You don't.
You think you're gonna find that with online dating?
No, they
So
found it.
it's
They found
not
it
just
before
online
the
dating.
internet.
It's
Yeah, I was
different.
gonna
It's
say,
like
they found
both
it
my
before the
kids,
internet.
they're in two
Before the
different
internet.
schools because their age separation, and they have very few friends that have married parents.
I can't think of one actually that has married parents that haven't been at least divorced or remarried. at least
So
once.
you know what you have to find.
My kids are the unusual.
While
ones.
you're in high school, you have to find someone that wears the same crazy 70s glasses that you do.
True story.
I grew up in the military. That's all they had.
Didn't have a lot.
I've seen their wedding pictures.
Shush.
It's amazing.
If that's what y'all had in common, hey, good job. That's what brought love together.
That's
Hey,
not
there
nice,
we go.
man. That's not nice.
3 swipes, I found a guy holding a fish.
Bam!
3 swipes.
That just shows, because we did a zombie apocalypse podcast last week, that just shows that, hey, he might be the guy for you in case shit goes wrong.
That is a good point.
Yeah. I mean, depends on how you look at things.
How do
Looks
you
like a
know?
slow runner.
It's like a slow
Rule number 1: cardio.
How do you know if the fish have turned into zombies yet?
We're that's a whole different.
Yeah, that's a whole.
Where's
different-
Cliff?
We're not getting into that.
To answer your question from earlier, though, Matt, I would say for me personally to actually like pick that person, would have to look at their about me, and if I find something or how they wrote about themselves, then I would message that person if I felt like what they wrote would match of what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Well, even that. I mean, you can send her a message like, "Oh, you can play on her likes," and never get a response to
Yeah.
what. I mean, see, so even what their likes are still doesn't mean anything to me.
I feel like we're getting a good light upon the contrast of hopeful and cynical.
This is true. And it just so happens that Hopeful has
I'm
a
a good
white
person.
shirt on, and
Aw.
Cynical is rocking the Darth Vader.
Wow.
You guys are literally yin and yang right now. You have a dark shirt with a white hat, and he has a white shirt with a black ring on it. There's a little bit of darkness in
It's
him,
so scary.
and a little bit of light in you. You know it's there.
You know, back.
Okay, that's another thing, because like there's a certain website that we all are connected with, and they throw up stuff, and it's the best pickup lines from Tinder and the best profile stuff like that. Is that stuff just for fun, or is it like, oh, that was really entertaining and original? You seem like someone I could have a relationship
Well, that's
with.
almost something you have to do now. Is you almost have to be like ridiculously original.
You have to be
Not-
different.
Not like
You have to catch their attention.
I mean, like if someone were to take a selfie right here, like the person would have to say, "Oh, nice Optimus Prime."
Right.
Like you don't get to say.
Is that the key to your heart?
Like everybody's familiar with negging. Like you can't neg anybody anymore. It's like they've caught on. So you have to like go even further. You're like, "Oh, you have an Optimus Prime? That's this piece of shit."
So you don't want a girlfriend chameleon though?
No, oh, that's the worst thing in the world.
Oh
Because
yeah, I'm such a nerd, a gamer.
Who likes
What's the last
everything
game you
you
played? Blue
Candy
Beach.
Tetris.
Tetris.
Hey, what's wrong
I
with
have more
Tetris?
respect for Tetris than Boom Beach.
Hey man, Blue Beach is a good game.
The problem with men is they try too hard. I don't even know how to put it. Elena, how would you say men are trying too hard in the messages that you get?
They think that they know what we want to hear, but they have no idea. Like, what actually catches my attention isn't you telling me how beautiful I am. I mean, girls get 100 of those messages a day.
I already know that.
I mean,
Exactly.
shit.
It's like Kevin's ribs. These things are Kevin. These ribs are amazing.
I know.
I know.
It drops Mike.
But, like, guys think that that's all women want to hear, but it's not. Like, that's
No.
boring, and it's
I know.
one line. And
But that used to be the thing though. Like you go up in the bar, buy a girl a
But in a
drink.
bar, I would take it completely differently. In a bar, in real life, a line like that would actually get way
It's
more
the
attention.
same
But
thing.
you
It's
can't
the
talk
same-
to anybody in a bar anymore.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, in person, a line like that actually means something because you're going out of your way to be a little nervous and uncomfortable while talking to somebody you don't know. Online, you can say you're beautiful to like 50 girls in 5 minutes. It means nothing.
Right.
So
that's-
you're saying online you play a numbers game versus
Right.
in person
Well-
having to.
Online, more guys become the ratio guy as opposed to the genuine guy. And the reason you can't go up to a girl at a bar anymore is because 9 out of 10, she's like, "Why are you talking to me?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not used to it.
You are not my friend."
See, we're not used to it. That's what's
A girl
changed.
would love that though. Like most of my friends that are chicks, we would love that.
What does a guy do if he doesn't drink? Does he got to go to the bar and order a Coke?
Yeah, that's one
A Coke.
Yeah.
A Coke.
But to be honest, you don't have to buy a drink. If a guy walked up to me, it happened Friday night when we were out at West End. You know, a guy like walked by, he stopped, and he was like, "God, you're beautiful," and like kept walking, and I was like, "Oh,
But
okay."
see, like,
But how many times do you think he's done that night?
Probably plenty.
Yeah.
Probably plenty.
But
I
my
mean-
thing is like, where is a good place for guys to meet girls though in person?
There you go.
Other
That's
than
what
a
we
bar.
should
I mean,
do.
Because
I
it's
would-
We
like
should
people
teach
go
the
out.
listeners where to go.
When
Yeah,
I'm
because it's like we
hanging
go
out
out and we socialize at
When I'm
bars,
out,
but
I-
is
Kevin
a
has his
bar a
hand
good
up.
place
Kevin's
to
like,
meet
We
girls?
gotta let Kevin have a turn here.
Go, Kevin.
All right. My cousins always talk about. I go to Memphis a lot, and apparently in Memphis, like certain apartments will have like singles night, like a lot, and like at the pool have like a block party. None of the apartments here do that.
No.
So
Maybe
that's,
we should start that.
We should do that.
You're not
saying.
allowed.
At Matt's house. Let's just have it at
Let's
Matt's house.
not. No, because they might come here and go, "I've been here."
I was gonna say Matt was gonna steal them all from you, but that works too.
Is speed dating is that still a thing?
it used to be at
About a
Humphreys.
year ago, they had
Yeah.
one at Humphreys,
Yeah,
but
it
it was
used to be.
around. Did they do that around
Thursday nights.
Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving. The other good holiday with food, Valentine's Day.
I don't
Yeah.
associate
Yeah.
food with
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
No.
Candy, things in my mouth.
Crazy.
I thought that's how I was supposed to think about Valentine's Day.
Chris got something
To
say.
talk about what she meant about some dude just walking by and just saying, "Damn, you're good looking." We were at Humphreys one night, and there was this blonde that I started talking to. All I said to her when she opened the door, I said,
Oh, yeah, I remember
she
that.
said, "Thank you. How are you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm doing much better now. After seeing you, appreciate it." And then walked
Saw
on,
Fox
and then
you.
boom, that's it. We talked for like a whole hour.
Yeah.
Right, it doesn't happen
But
very
did
often.
she talk
you-
to you another time?
She lived in Ohio.
No.
She
And I
said
got,
she
and
really
I got her.
So she
And I
said.
got
Did you
her
take
friends.
a
That's what she
picture
says.
and image
I
search her?
I stopped talking to her because of another incident that
Hold on a
happened.
second. Let me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're real. That's
Well, I stopped talking to her because I had another incident happen, but yeah.
I got her friend's
Yeah.
number and then texted her one night trying to be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Never heard back from her. Then I saw her at Humphreys. I'm like,
Well,
"Oh,
let's be
what's
real.
up?"
When I
See,
go out-
that was hopeful, cynical.
Actually, I did. I think I did message her because she gave me her number. I think I did message her and I got no response.
He's like,
So-
"Here's
And
what."
to be fair,
here's
I've
what-
done that to guys before, and it's never intended to be me being mean.
Sorry.
But see, my thing is, then why did you give him your number though?
Exactly.
Because there becomes an awkward moment when you don't know. You know what I'm thinking of.
See,
When
that's
you
where
You
don't
mean
know,
like when they randomly sext you?
that happens to me a lot.
Well, maybe you should get a Google number.
Maybe
Oh, now there's
Google
another
voice,
thing.
son.
There's another point that we need to come up with that women deal with way more than we do because I don't randomly get vagina pictures.
You wish you did.
Well,
No.
Nah.
We're
Might get one of them blue waffles. Google
Oh,
Unsolicited dick pics.
right.
All the time.
That is a
All the
thing.
time. Yeah.
I've
That's
even gotten
almost-
that from my coworkers.
I was
as a
gonna ask
personal
something.
number.
That's almost
Wow.
become like the social norm,
It's-
though. Like I hear it
What?
so. I hear it.
Why?
No, because I hear it so
No.
much. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I got a dick pic today."
Right. So somebody told me recently that the reason why guys are doing this now is because there are girls that are becoming more judgmental based on size. And then I said, you can't tell anything by a dick pic. Like, I need a comparison picture if you're going to send it. Like, I need to-
Oh wait, so she's saying that guys.
So it's
think-
okay to send
So
her
she's
one.
not-
It just has to be next to a cupcake.
I actually don't. I actually don't with them at all. I'm just saying. Like,
So hold on.
If you're gonna send
if
them,
you're gonna send
So that
them.
be
brings-
sure that
So-
you have something that I could possibly buy at the gas station.
I just want to see some
To compare it to.
comparisons.
Here's the
so I
thing,
know
though.
what's going on.
Like, okay,
Is that
we
the
were talking
monster
about-
size syndrome? I can't tell.
Okay,
If you have little
we were
baby
talking-
hands, I really can't tell.
We were talking about how women
I've been
take
deceived.
women take 27 pictures to get that right angle and the right view and everything. I wonder how many dudes are like, "No, that ain't gonna work."
Or how,
No.
or how
Or they're
often, or they
No.
pump it just a little bit to see, like, I don't want it to be hard. I don't want her to think I'm like that, but I can't have it be soft. Let me get a little
Exactly,
chubby.
so-
He's in there with his bicep. Hey, remember Blue Mountain State rules: no face. Just-
Right, no face.
Oh Lord, I'm glad we got that out of our system. So let's.
I've given out numbers before because it ends up in this awkward thing where you end up looking like a huge bitch.
It's
You
just
don't want to be a bitch to somebody's face when they're like, "Hey, I really want to take you out. I can have your number," and you're like, "Oh, okay, no."
I get
No, hold on. Here's the difference in being a bitch and just trying to be like if you're gonna don't lead the guy on. If he's like, hey, can I have your number? And you're like, don't be like, oh yeah, here it is, and then just ignore the dude. Be like,
Yeah,
Right.
because
But
I'm
it's-
gonna
but
be.
it's
you took the
females,
words
you stand
right
up
out
for
of my
yourself
mouth.
and
Yeah,
think
because
you're
I'll be
called bitch.
honest. Yeah.
Right, that's
Because-
As
exactly
soon
what
as
it
you
is.
stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
I get called a
Because-
bitch at work all the time because I don't take any shit from people who are
I end
trying
up
to do
lying,
stuff.
and I'm like, I don't remember meeting you. That's my my go-to line for that. I
That
don't
didn't
really
work out for you
remember.
last time.
Because that one night that Chris, when we were talking about, I thought her name was Elena.
Not me.
Not you. But I thought we had a decent conversation. And I got her number, texted her, she never responded to me, saw her at the bar one night. Funny thing, she works at an animal hospital because she called my company to get her copier fixed.
You were like, oh hey.
And I walked in the door, I was like, oh, what's up now? You want your stuff fixed?
Did you fix
Hold on.
I thought it was gonna be something different. You want to make some scans?
Brooks.
cynical.
1, 2, 3. Cynical.
But I mean, that's the thing. Why give your number out and then just completely ignore
Because when
somebody?
you're not,
you
like
never-
she said, if I say I'm really not interested, the first thing I'm here, oh, you think you're too fucking good for me,
I
bitch?
wouldn't say
I-
that.
You
I'd
never,
be like,
you
cool.
never know
And
though.
I just
Okay,
get up, take my
well,
beer,
yeah,
and
well,
walk
that's just like saying everybody from the Jersey Shore acts like
No,
those
but do you
fucking
wanna take your
douches on
risk?
MTV.
Oh, there's a good point.
Just because you get one dude, it's like, oh hey, well, fuck you, I didn't want to talk to you no way.
That's the problem. How many people have seen Jersey Shore?
Did you?
Too many people that are single and out in the world and think that shit works.
No.
Personally, one of the reasons I don't have cable is because of reality TV and the way that it's just rotting our brains.
DTF.
Well,
Right. And the problem is, guys see that.
Yeah,
they're like,
that's
these
what-
dudes are hooking up all the
And they're
time.
treating girls like shit.
And they're treating, they're
GTL
horrible.
And they get
then-
a lot of grenades.
GTL.
And, right, and then the
Yeah.
girls are so stupid that they're just like, he's so cute. I can't believe he said that to me. Oh, he just called me a bitch because he likes me. What?
But another thing you have to think about on that is they got cameras following them. You got like a lot of attention whores that just want to be on TV,
Man.
basically.
I know. I have a friend that picked up a girl at the club by saying, "You smell like the lotion I masturbate to," or masturbate
There is
with.
nothing about that that would make me like somebody.
But see, he
But
thinks
it
that works.
But it worked.
Maybe.
We're hopeful.
Maybe.
That was
And he picked up someone saying,
Sorry.
"Yo, do your grandma let you date?" That's all he said.
See,
Yeah, but
It's
see, how
ballsy
did he
enough,
follow up after that? Because that's just like an icebreaker, like an opener. But anything he said after that could have been fucking
Do you have a
amazing.
nice smile?
You know what I'm saying?
like
Like,
how
eyes.
ballsy do you gotta
What's
go
the one
nowadays to
pretty
get?
relationship?
How ballsy do you have to go nowadays to get? I mean, like, do you have to like jump out the airplane with no parachute, or do you have to be like smooth and like, hey, what's
Well, what
up? Can I
worked
buy
for
you
you?
a drink?
Yeah, but is that kind of like frog gigging? Where you like blind him with a light and then stab him. That's what dating has become. It's deer in the headlights and then you fuck him.
That is how you date.
Not true.
It really came out like it was your personal freedom.
No,
He's like, I didn't just
Very
like, it
emotional.
was great.
Very emotional.
Dude, the headlights didn't fuck him. Get out.
If everybody listening could have saw the facial expression, you would be laughing right now too. It was intense.
just what it sounds like.
But I mean, hey,
Pun
like you
intended.
said, hey, like what was it? I think Cody said sometimes it works. I mean,
But just like sometimes treating a girl like shit works. I mean, how do you think that makes girls in general though look at guys when guys are trying that to see if it works?
Yeah, but
That just adds on to the list.
How often will a girl more likely
Go
stay in
for
a
it.
relationship with that guy
Mhm.
than she would with the guy that would treat her right?
he hits me because he loves me.
Man, it's
Perfect example.
story of my life.
How many people here are not in a long-term relationship?
Exactly.
I mean,
Should we have?
He is very good to her.
yes, he is.
Because he doesn't say half the things he's thinking.
Maybe we should all live like that a little bit more, though.
But I think like after a certain year in marriage, I think every guy's like, I'd rather just not say it. I don't care.
I'd rather he say it.
Happy
'cause
wife,
I
happy
take
life.
things too
man.
far
That's the
sometimes. I
saying.
get emotional, and I'd rather say yes.
You?
Odd, isn't it?
Never.
But,
Continue.
yeah.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Cynical?
No, it's just talking about being married. Every time me and my ex would get into a fight, we would always end it like, okay, let's work on something. You tell me something, I'll tell you something we need to work on.
That actually sounds really healthy.
It's a fucking trap, is what it is.
It's not.
Okay, I said she said something to me, and I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. And I told her, I was like, I know you just got this new job, but just kind of, I was like, not bitch about it, but talk to me about it, but quit like complaining to me or whatever. And she quit talking to me about work altogether. And then 2 months later, power went out. We were laying in bed. I was like, we started talking. She was like, what do you want to talk about? She said, well, I'm not going to talk about work because you don't want me to talk to you about it. Got up, walked out of the room. I was like, really? I was like, I told you what I wanted you to do, and because that's what you told me to do, and I don't get it.
Yeah, hey man,
I'm sorry, man.
Let me go ahead and speak with Kevin on that. Sometimes crazy's just fucking crazy. You ain't gonna get around like it don't matter what you try to talk to, communicate, whatever. Crazy's just fucking crazy.
I'm sorry though, but I can just picture him being like, "Well, I would actually really enjoy it for you not to wear those pants because you look fat as fuck, and I want to see you." I can see him say some stupid shit like that.
These pants make me look fat. Oh, it's your face.
But
Alright, so-
I will say this though, men and women, we're all crazy to a point.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
a certain
it
level of
all
crazy,
depends on
man.
how much crazy you're willing to put up with in a relationship.
And what kind of crazy that
Every
is.
Compatible
that's the way I look.
crazy.
Every
Right.
girl's batshit crazy. It's just whatever level you want to put up with.
Right, but
What's over
you
the
know,
line with
I
you?
will
Say
say,
something.
I will say that most of the time it's the guys calling girls crazy, and there's a lot of crazy dudes out there.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Like, not often do you hear about crazy guys, but
But they're all
if you pay attention,
No, it's the crazy
they're there.
guys you hear about that are going to jail for beating the shit out of them. Or something.
Well, it's the crazy guys that are making girls not want to trust the not crazy ones, or the not as
True.
crazy ones.
So let's start, Elena. Give us a little short rendition of your craziest. Let's say the craziest pickup line you've heard from a dude.
That's much better than what I thought you were
Yeah,
going
no.
to say. Because I was like,
Because I don't think we
Wisconsin's
have
a
enough
small
time. I don't think we have enough time once we get to cynical and non-cynical over there.
Hopeful.
Yeah, and hopeful.
I will say the craziest lines came from this guy who lived in North Carolina who did exactly, I think Kevin mentioned before, followed me around to all the dating sites, and then he made a summary of my life, what he thought my life was like, and painted a picture of my day, and was like, I'd really love to be a part of it. And I'm like, oh, that's fucking crazy shit. You just painted a picture of my life like you saw it from the outside. You just want to be a part of it, but you don't know me.
So did he say, "Oh, I saw you got some coffee, and then you had a sandwich for lunch. Man, I really love to share that with you."
I really love that striped shirt you were wearing today.
Like
Was
it's
it-
11:15
was it
time for lunch. Are you going to that one spot?
Was it creeper style? Like,
It was fairly creeper style without him. I mean, maybe he was following me. I mean, that could have been happening. It was a small town. But it was like he had figured out little pieces of me based on my different profiles because I didn't copy and paste all the information. So if you pieced them all together, you probably got a better idea. And yeah, he was just like, you probably wake up in the morning, and half the crap was wrong because I don't even like coffee, you know. You wake up in the morning, I could have coffee ready for you. Like,
Oh, y'all don't want to say shit.
Alright, Buzz.
Chris Pine. All right.
that's my
Cody,
friend.
what about Cody?
What craziest pickup line a guy's ever given me?
I said you like Nick.
Hey boy, ever
Do
heard
you
of a
have
big bingo
do you have a
party?
different question for me?
No, like what's like?
Crazy.
It has
Never
a
been
chick.
to a lemon party?
I still don't know what that is.
Oh.
Randall will show you.
All right.
I'm so disturbed.
No,
right
what's
now.
the craziest? I guess pickup line chicks that hit you up with a message on dating, whatever.
Craziest? I don't know.
The
you
one
get
that
a
stood
lot
out the
of
most.
Yeah, but the messages I get are usually like cute.
Hey,
It'll be like one word, cute.
You do have a pretty smile.
Hi.
Yeah.
One of them. Oh, today somebody just goes so fun. That's all it says. Like, and that's the only shit I get, and it's people I'm
Do you
not
wait
like
back?
into.
It's like
Well,
nobody
hey,
else to put any
exactly.
time
Oh,
into dating or being with someone.
Players
Yeah,
gotta
but
play,
it's
I
like,
guess.
you know, if you're just gonna do like a one-word thing, don't even bother messaging me. Really.
Matt, what
Who's
about
cynical
you?
now?
Probably the craziest one.
Yeah, the craziest one.
Oh jeez, we'll be all night.
The craziest one was probably one sentence. It just said, "I would like to sit on your face."
Nice.
That's all it said.
And 3 months later, y'all were dating.
Right.
All right, Kevin, what about you?
Yeah.
I mean, I never really had any crazy messages, but I went on a double date with a friend of mine through POF. I didn't realize it was a POF double date until I got there, and I was like, so where? And I was like, oh, God, really? So she gets there, and a friend gets there, and I was just going to be the nice dude, pay for dinner, and she was, asked, the waitress asked if, we were together. She was like, no, I got dragged here. I was like,
Oh shit.
I was like, are you fucking serious?
Damn.
Did you get up, like, seeing that right there? You're at, like, what we think you would do is kind of justified right there, like, fuck you too, I'm out of here. Like,
I was just like,
Cynical.
cynical would have worked
With
on
a
shit.
purpose.
Yeah,
I'm
that would've
cynical
worked.
for a reason, because the shit happens to me more and more to where I just don't think it's there. But
All right, Chris,
Moving
what
on.
about you?
I don't really have one.
Randall?
What's the craziest thing you've ever said to a girl?
Yeah.
None really.
Have you ever jumped up
Most
there?
of the time, I don't say anything crazy. I just ask them if they would like something to drink, or I just generally say, "Hey."
Or just, I'm Batman.
That
Yeah,
works.
and he actually has used that
I've done that.
lots of times. I've seen it.
I have done that. Sorry.
So you've used the Batman in your favor.
I have.
Batman's
It's never
always
gotten
my favorite.
anywhere.
Or the
but-
dancing moves.
Oh,
I know
it's
you.
gotten you places. Man.
That hasn't gotten you laid. The dancing?
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
For those
I
of
think
you who
Alita's
don't
trying to
know,
give you a little
Chris
hint.
is- Yeah,
Your dancing could get you laid.
It could.
Not-
But the thing is, my dancing, I do my own thing. I've never.
Yeah, that's true. I could really see a girl coming up to you and being like, you want to dance?
It has.
All right.
Chris just popping locks all the way around her. She's staying there.
It's
Just
happened.
dance here like-
It's literally happened. It's literally happened at Sammy T's. A girl started coming up to me, and I just like, in my way, excuse me.
Yeah, I've actually seen him do that in Nashville before.
Like legit, like
the last
dancing with
time
her
we all
chick.
went for that one big party we went to,
Uh-huh.
Chris was on the floor killing it, and this one really hot girl came up and tried to dance with him, and she just couldn't keep up. He lost her. He was just like, and she was just like, I think she almost fell
Did you, like,
once, and
tap
she was just like, can't
Did
do
you
it.
tap out on her nose before you
Yeah.
walked away?
you should have done
You
that.
should have done that.
There's
Randall,
a
do you
video
wanna?
somewhere.
I don't really have a. I was never good with pickup lines and stuff like that. But I will tell a story about. Years ago. I met this girl off of Plenty of. Was it Plenty of Fish? I think it was Plenty of Fish. And we met down in Decatur. And I reached out to shake her hand, and her arm was completely gone. Like she forgot. I guess she forgot to tell me she was
Oh,
missing an
man.
arm.
How'd you not notice?
Well, she was.
that's messed
I don't know. She was turned to the side.
Was
I
it like the
reached over
Family
my
Guy
right
thing
hand.
with Quagmire? Like, yeah, I'm fine. And then, like, there's nothing there. Like,
There was
you
nothing
see it?
there.
That's a good example of stuff you should own up to, like in your profile pictures.
Well, see,
Because
then-
that's something big to hit.
Yeah, but
someone
when do you
with,
bring
and
that shit up?
you
Like,
know?
oh, hey, you look cute. By the way, I don't have
But
a
it's
leg.
like
Right.
when you,
Like,
if
when
you,
like,
but if
when
you were
bring
like
it
a
up?
person that doesn't have like a right arm, wouldn't you want people to know that before? Like
Well,
if you meet them
you
online?
probably don't want to be judged by that.
Yeah, I know, but at the same
It's a little-
time,
I mean,
you're
like
gonna
a
hit them
text-
with so. There's
a
gonna be
text
so much
message right
shock.
before that just says, "Hey, just so that you know."
I mean,
Yeah,
I was
I would say like that.
I was in
Desert
Desert Storm and
years,
got
and so
IUD.
she
Like you and me have
and
been.
she has been doing some of the online dating, and she has dealt with this sort of thing. And she doesn't put in her profiles or anything like that she's blind because she doesn't want people to date her only because she's blind. She doesn't want to be judged
Right.
by
Me?
that.
Like,
that
I
shouldn't
did
be a
her.
factor in that.
There
And that's the point. That's why she doesn't want to put.
There
it
are
there.
some.
I did.
That's another thing.
That's the problem.
That's the
And I
problem
would
with
say in
that
the
one.
past 10 to 15 years, online dating has become more of a fetish. And I'm glad you brought that up because now that I think about it, if she had said on her profile, I have a missing limb, somebody would be like, that's
Yeah.
what I'm looking for.
Swipe left.
No.
She
Oh, right, was it
Right,
right,
right.
there you go.
But but
You're
like,
so relationship, you don't even remember which way to swipe.
He's been denying every
Yeah,
single
so-
girl. He's like, oh yeah.
it's funny that he brings the not having an arm thing up, because I had a chick talk to me and come to find out she was in a wheelchair, and I'm like, that's kind of important.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to show up in a sports car and you'd be like, but there's nowhere for this.
Well, see, that's the thing though, because it makes you look like a total douche because you don't know what's going on really.
Exactly.
So I extend my right hand out to shake hers, and there's nothing there. So then I'm in shock, looking at her like,
Right, and that's probably the least favorite reaction.
Right.
so.
That's when you make a dance move.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. Well, everyone, we hope you appreciate it. We want to thank Jason and Melissa for stopping in and putting in their lovebird 2 cents. We have Elena. She joined us today, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at Bush League Geek. Email us anything, any questions, concerns, anything like that. BushLeagueGeek@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, Bush League Geek, and let us know what you think. Until next time.
Excelsior.